The following newscast is based on the wide world of social media. The stories are real. The reporters are really real because they are you, the members of social media. All Facebook names have been abbreviated for user protection. This is the Social News Media Network.
The SNM Network, the only weekly newscast reported by you, the wide world of social media. I'm Colin Cosell, until Sony Pictures fires me from the show I created.
6 seasons in a movie!
That's for you, Dan Harmon. We begin with the always happy world of politics, as this past week saw the Twitterverse bogged down with a couple of politically charged hashtags. The first one, Obama in History, was created by the RNC in response to the White House adding Obama's accomplishments to the bios of several former presidents. Then the second one, Lower Under Obama, which sounds kind of kinky, but that was started by the Obama camp with regards to, well, you guessed it, Obama's accomplishments. However, both ended up getting a lot of negative, albeit hilarious tweets, and were popular enough to be this week's Trendy McTrenderson. We're leading off with trendy. We begin with the hashtag Obama in History, which saw people putting the president in situations that he probably had nothing to do with. For instance, Twitter's Felix Incognito reports, Obama once played hooky and had fun until his best friend Cameron accidentally crashed his abusive dad's Ferrari. Didn't he also sing Dunkashane on a float in a parade? Well, it seems that our Twitter reporter Sonny Brunch had a different take as he wrote, like Abraham Lincoln, President Obama is renowned vampire hunter. If that's the case, why didn't he put an end to the Twilight Saga? And finally, E.W. Erickson tweeted the following picture. Let's take a look at this. Now, is it me or does Obama look like he has a man crush on Jesus? That's sacrilegious. All right, fine. We'll now switch gears to our other trendy hashtag as Iowa Hawk Blog reports, hashtag Lower Under Obama, % of American presidents who never ate dogs. Oh. But they're delicious. That's pretty accurate, though. Next up is Twitter's O. Willis. What you talking about, Willis? Who noted, amount of people named Osama bin Laden listed in the phone book, lower under Obama. Bin Laden was actually listed in the phone book. Look at that. And finally, fuck off. That's what you did. Tweeted, lower under Obama, the number of disco stars that are still alive. Too soon? Yes, it is too soon because we'll be covering that in a couple minutes. But for now, that has been this week's Trendy McTrenderson! In keeping with the Obama bashing, that's fun to say, an amusing picture of El Presidente showed up in our newsroom and, well, just take a look at it. It didn't take long for us to realize that it was ready for caption! Such a happy audience every week. We begin with our very own Nathan Chafee, who wrote, oh look, the debt ceiling. Joe Sacco went the historical route with, hey look, I found another Clinton stain. Oh, man's powerful. Gross. SNM Supercrew member Christopher Brueggemann added, I'd say the first annual White House midget toss was a success. Get him down from there. And finally, Jessica Acevedo Pearson answers the age-old joke with her caption, I can't believe it took all of us to change that light bulb. Thank you, everyone, for your hilarious submissions. Keep an eye out on our Facebook page and our Twitter account for future pictures, and make sure you're ready for caption. Yay! We cheer everything. So, have you guys had enough politics yet?
No.
All right, here's one more story. This time it's about Obama's arch rival, Mittens Romney, who gave a speech last week in front of a national debt counter. Twitter's Ray Nothstein put an interesting spin on the move as he wrote, if Chris Christie campaigned with the debt clock behind him, would people just think he was on a scale? Hashtag I keyed. Because he's fat. Speaking of dark clocks, like everyone, we're aware that our time on this plane is limited. And when one of us passes, who has touched so many, it has to be handled with that certain grace and quiet dignity you've come to expect from us here at SNM. That can only mean that it's time for us to pose the question, guess who died? This week, sadly, the answer is disco queen Donna Summer, known for such hits as Hot Stuff and Bad Girls, which is also going to be the name of my autobiography. But some in social media seemed a bit confused about who she was. Twitter's Wesley Morris helps out with his report. Just to be clear, Donna Summer is a legend. Donna Summers is a paralegal on Staten Island. With a terrible accent. The confusion was making some of our reporters a little touchy as Jason1749 tweets, R.I.P. Donna Summer. First person to make an I will survive joke gets shot. And so as to clarify for all you Twitter idiots or twidiots who keep posting that song, I Will Survive is by Gloria Gaynor. Okay, there you go. So while they may not know the answer, you can answer proudly when you're asked, guess who died? So appropriate. Now on the topic of death, we now turn to world news as Abdel Basit al-Megrahi, also known as Lockerbie bomber. Of course, I had trouble with Lockerbie, but not his actual name. He died in Libya over the weekend. Our Facebook reporter Scott C. summed up most people's feelings when he wrote, I hope he's someplace really warm right now. Warm and filled with sodomy. Speaking of things that might screw you in the butt, it's time for financial news where social media behemoth Facebook began its life as a publicly traded company. Creator Mark Zuckerberg, thanks for creating it, Mark, rang the bell on the New York Stock Exchange in the celebration of the company's initial public offering, but the IPO had some unintended side effects as Twitter correspondent Calculus notes, Bono made $1.5 billion today on Facebook IPO and is now legally forbidden to write sad songs about anything. Sorry, Bono, you've got nothing. Others were a bit more confused on what the IPO meant as reporter Chase Mitt tweets, how many shares of Facebook stock do I have to buy to disable my mom's like button? Mom's like button sounds gross. The day after the IPO, Zuckerberg celebrated by wedding his longtime girlfriend, who is not his left hand, by the way. Shocking. In a surprise ceremony. Correspondent Golden Gate Blonde had the inside scoop with, Mark Zuckerberg would have gotten married sooner, but he couldn't find a hoodie formal enough for the occasion. When he pulls back her veil, does she have to pull back his hoodie to give them a kiss? Mark Zuckerberg kissing, ugh. Speaking of awkward kisses, it's now time for entertainment news. This week, Men in Black 8, are they really up to 8? Oh, okay. Star Will Smith slapped an overly amorous male reporter at a promotional event in Moscow. This had immediate ramifications for Smith, as Twitter's Philly Gossip reported, breaking, Will Smith's mom scared after European red carpet fracas sends him to live with his auntie and uncle in Bel Air. Will Smith isn't the only celebrity whose life got turned upside down this week. He did that. Billboard.com revealed that socialite Paris Hilton would be making her debut DJing in Brazil at this summer's pop music festival. Or as Twitter reporter Justin Faust sees it, Paris Hilton is now a professional BJ. But Twitter's Jensen Clan 88 defended Hilton with his comment, we'll see who's laughing at the Paris Hilton DJ tour when you find out she's been deadmau5 the whole time. Or she pronounces it deadmau 5. What can you know? But then again, they both wear headgear and can pack large venues. Never mind. Speaking of disappointing people in stadiums, it's time for this week's sport. New York City's own Citi Field was chosen as a venue for the Major League Baseball's 2013 All-Star Game. The joint announcement was made at the mayor's office with a washed-up, tired-looking caricature of a New York City icon that should have been replaced years ago, and of course, Mr. Met. Let's take a look. Yeah, we now turn to Twitter reporter Frank AH3 as he weighed in on the announcement, Mr. Met shows off his choice for vice president. And unfortunately, that's Bloomberg's excited face. And finally in sport, the second leg of horse racing's Triple Crown was held on Saturday. Our sports analyst Happy Gilmore has full coverage as he reports, I'll Have Another wins Preakness. Unbeknownst to most, it's Adele's horse and she named him at a cupcake eating contest. Sorry, some of our fans are rolling in the deep. And somehow Sarah Jessica Parker came away unscathed. I think it's time to wrap it up. That's going to do it for this week's SNM Network broadcast. Be sure to tune in next week to get the best news coverage around, as well as to find out if you or some of the people you know are one of our reporters. And if you find hilarity in everyday social media and you want to contribute to our show, please visit socialnewsmedia.net for instructions on how to do so. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Okay. But for all of us at the SNM Network, I think we need more cowbell. I'm Colin Cosell reminding you to watch what you say, because we are.